I like that better. I do. I'm just playing with angles. Ooh. Now, for some reason, I can't never hardly ever see my. Ugh, put my phone over here. This video is way better than anything that I have. Ugh. Mm, so thankful to I'm so safe that I was found. You, baby, you never let me go. Oh, this other one ain't even downloaded yet. That's gonna take forever. Why is it taking so long? That's crazy. Anyway, my throat. Okay, so I got a couple more of these scrunchies I need to sew together. I got two more sets to do. I just grabbed some random fabric and started making them. But anyway, this one I had a lot of it left over, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep using that one today. I need to grab me one to put on my hair. Hold on, got a green and gold one. I made this one. Hello. I made this one from for my Norfolk State colors. So I'm gonna put that one on my head soon. What up, Slim? I don't know why the comments be missing. Thank you. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, bam. Girl, I was trying to do something different today and switch up my angles and all that there. And it disappeared again. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, I'm in here making scrunchies. And I already got some pre-cut out. Now this is the green and gold one I made. I made it because I'm a Spartan. Shout out to Norfolk State University. So yeah, I had made a set. And since then I added me some braids. And I was like, girl, put that on. Wow. So I did make one a set earlier out of this fabric right here. It was kind of like a fashion inspired theme. It had like a lot of girlies, dressed up like they was going somewhere. I don't know. It was like a fabric I had. Anyway, I made a set of that. Now this next one, it's not for everybody, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Well, it's already cut out. How big is this fabric? Let me see. Let me see how big this is. I want to set my other phone up so I can see the chat, but I was also downloading a short that I created from my last live, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it up and keep it moving. Make sure I turn it down so it ain't loud. Here we go. Okay, boom, we good. So you know what? I lose these so much, it's ridiculous. But I got a lot of them. Thank you, girl. I just wanted to I said, Slim, let me go on and do something in my head. So I'm around here looking like I don't know nobody love me. So this is 15 inches by about 6 inches. Hold on, 15, no, like basically double. So that's 30, my bad, 30 by 6. So they don't have to be, you know, super duper long. But this one is 30 by 6 inches, and I just folded it in half, and I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this side up. I like this angle so much better. I feel like I'm up in person. I feel like we at the house together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we at the house together. We in the sewing studio together. And don't mind my tree. I need to take it down. But I think it's so pretty. I just like the blue. So I really don't care. I'm gonna take it down probably this week. Girl, we got some snow. Did you get some snow, Slim? I'm gonna take these pins out in a minute. I'm gonna do the other one right quick too. I said, you know what? I'm glad I don't have to go outside for nothing. I mean, it's not horrible. The main roads are clear, like the highway and stuff, so people can go and do what they need to do today. Pretty sure a lot of people still had to go to work and all that. It's not that bad, but it's so cold. It's starting to melt, but it's not, all the way gone. So that's the issue. Hold on, I need to. Did it slide off my head? Hold on, girl. We gotta tie her. Girl, we lost one of them scratches. There we go. That's 7 degrees. Good gosh, almighty. You know what? It got down to like, I guess you could say like the high teens, but yesterday's high was only like 24 or 26 degrees. And I was like, oh my goodness. Girl, it was so daggone cold. I was out there. Woo. Okay. So for this one, okay, it's basically done. And what I'm gonna do now, a lot of people they really don't like this method, but I ain't gonna lie. When I first seen how they fold this thing up, I was like, what in the hell? But you basically got it like this, right? You got a whole, little piece of fabric, right? What am I doing? Anyway. And what you basically do is the top part you fold in. I do it like twice, and then I fold the other side the same way. And then I'm going to join the outer edges together and sew them. And I'm gonna go along and I'm gonna shift the fabric until I get, around to the other side. And then mm, I'm gonna just put a clip right here for right now. Did I keep going around to the other side? Girl, the funny thing is this one right here I got a while ago, and I have a whole bolt of it. Well, I probably got a few yards left over. But I used to think it was so cute. I think they might have I got it because I had made I think I made a bonnet out of it before. And I think the inside was pink. Um I made a few things out of it. I made a pot holder, of course, but I really didn't get to make all of the stuff I want to make. Now it's another one that I love, but I don't think they sell it anymore. Hey Naomi, how you doing? How the baby doing? I see you in a while. I'm just over this doggone. It is so cold. It's too cold. That's why I don't like. But I'm making the most of it today. That's all I can do. See, I'm pulling it as I go so I can continue to. sew it straight down. I think the thing about it is just finding a technique that works for you. Because a lot of people they'll look at it and be like, "Oh, I can't do it like that." But I actually, for a long time, I actually watched this technique, and I was like, why they doing all that? But after I started doing the technique, I was like, oh, okay, this is the easiest way to do it. Thank you. She's doing well. Thanks for asking. Thank you so much, Naomi. You know, when we check in, we check in. That's it. We check in, because there be so much going on all over the world. I ain't trying to tell. I'm trying to tell you. They cutting up. They crazy inside and outside. Okay, but I'm hoping the slow. You know, the some of the snow will make people sit their tail down somewhere, but sometimes it really don't work out that way. Hold up. I gotta pull some more so I can keep sewing. And this is stuff that I already had. Got up late because I knew I wasn't going nowhere. I ain't had nowhere to go. I had everything I needed at home. Okay, I'm almost finished. So I'm like right here, close to that. So I'm gonna leave about an inch and a half open so I can be able to turn it right side out. What's on my break? I hope you have a great and warm and safe day as well. I'll see you next time, Naomi. Okay, make sure I back stitch because I don't want everything to unravel that I just finished working hard on. So get that little piece off. And then I'm just gonna turn it right side out. It's similar to like how I make my infinity scars. It's just a much smaller piece of fabric, that's all. And then you gotta put a little piece of elastic in it. Now a lot of people will go ahead and add the elastic when they're doing that part too. But I don't know, I just don't like doing it that way. I was like, you know what I'm saying? It's just feel like it's too much to do all in one step. But that's that one. And then my little hole right there. And that's what I'm gonna use to feed in my elastic and my elastic. I am gonna use my safety pins to do it. And then hold on. What is this my doggone phone? I thought my phone was turned up. So I'm gonna use this. And this is like that real thin one, but it's real stretchy. This is the one a lot of times I use with my face mask. I think I'm gonna do like 9 inches. I can go ahead and cut two of them out right quick while I'm cutting this one. That way I have the other one ready for next set. Okay. Another safety pin right there. Add one to this end and I'm gonna add one to the other end. Then I'm doing this to make sure I don't lose the other one in the middle. So I'm gonna pin this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and work it through. And once I get it to the other end, of course, I'm gonna make sure I hold on to my little piece of elastic. Cause girl, if it get away from you, you have to do it all over again. And then I'm gonna hold on to my other piece. I take a loose. And you can stretch it. And I'm gonna tie a little knot. I mean, you can always zigzag stitch it with the machine, but to me, I feel like it's easier just go ahead and tie your knot. That's pretty much it. Now the little hole that's left open right here, you would turn it inward like that. And just add like a little straight stitch across. Or if you want a hand, you can close it by hand stitching it. So I'm gonna sit that to the side and work on the other one because the ones that I have, I like to, if I do have to close the stitch, I want the stitch to match what is going on in the fabric. And I'm working with black thread right now, so I'm not gonna do that. And then I got my other one I need to do. Basically gonna do the same thing. Gonna fold it in like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and join them two sides together because that's what I'm gonna stitch first. Hey, look back here too. Over there's a good amount of snow back there. I'm gonna back stitch. Okay, I made it back to the other side. I didn't even realize I made it back to the other side that quick. Oh boy. So yeah, that's a little opening. I'm gonna turn it right side out. That's the other side. So okay, got that one, got the other one. I'm gonna tie a knot. There you go. And that's the set. So I would have to close this and stitch it straight across like that. But yeah, that's pretty much. I do got one more set I need to finish. And I think the same size. Oh yeah, they're the same size. This one might be a little smaller. Let me see. This one is 22 by like 5.5. Well, really, it's gonna end up being 5 because once I sew it around, I'm gonna take some of that off. got like a little bit of extra on the end. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off on both of them. Oh, shoot. Little extra pieces of thread is really getting in the way. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my elastic. My elastic should be 9 inches like I did the other one. So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, 9 inches would be good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fold these like I did the other two. This one is a bit shorter. I'm gonna fold it in like this twice. Fold the other side like that. Like sandwich it on the inside. But then the outer side, I'm gonna pin it together because that's the side I'm gonna actually sew together. And when I start, I try to start as far as I can on this end and then go all the way around and then tug and get the rest of it to open up. So let me go ahead and do this one real quick. I'm struggling with this. I'm here struggling. Girl. Mm. Oh, what's up? Stepping into my purpose. Now wake up. Now wake up. Yeah, this one right here is, ugh, I don't want to act right. This one right here is, it's not it. I will not be doing one of these out of this one no more. I'm just trying to get to the other end. That's it. That's Slimfo trying to say what's up. Oh, I thought you said wake up. I was about to say I am up. I didn't hear my coffee and everything. Oh, there you go. There go the other side. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm gonna just stitch down this side and back stitch it. Let this one go. That's too much. I don't know why this one giving me such a hard time. It is kind of a little bit more stiffer. Now I got to fight to try to turn it around. All my life I had to fight. And now I got to fight fabric. Girl, this is crazy. Actually, I'm making some scrunchies. I had some that I had already I made a set like this. This is my Mary fabric. And then this one, I got two of them. And then this other fabric that's shorter. And I ain't gonna lie, when I got it, it was advertised as like an Ankara, but it's really I think it's beautiful, but it's not an Ankara. How can that? It's like it's stuck. I haven't posted these at all. These I'm just like literally making them. This week last week I did some pre-cutting and I have a green and gold one on. Like I said, I did for my school, my undergrad. And I was just in here playing around with stuff that I already have. You said why you gave me string vibes with this. That strain in your what? You can't hear me. I don't know how you can't hear me because I actually went and put the earpiece in. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I got my other device that I hardly ever use. I got it sitting right here in a different space. So I put it in my ear. So in the event of nobody not being able to hear me, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, this one right here, I'm about ready to throw it in the trash. Like for real. This is stressful. There we go. I think it's a beautiful design, but it's just a little difficult to work with because she doing too much. We listening on TV. Oh shit. Not on TV. Girl, y'all silly. She said we doing too much on TV. Yeah, right. She like, girl, I got to squint my eyes and turn it all the way up to hear you. But no, I got my thing right here. And then what cause I for some reason I'm using my iPad and I love the camera on my iPad, but it's like the comments, girl, I be struggling trying to keep the comments up here. It's like they'll pop up. Okay, I got them up there right now, right? Maybe to stay this time. No, and then it'll just come back off. So I grab my other phone so I can keep them up and be able to see them. But no, I really ain't trying to talk low. Sometimes, I mean, my coffee in my system, y'all. That's better. I start talking louder. What's up, D? She said that's better. Now I can hear you and I can see you, girl. She said you round here whispering on the phone. Uh-uh. She said, girl, you got to open your mouth and yell. Yes. Oh, my bad, y'all. That ain't my intention. And the crazy thing is, I put the thing in my ear. Because I know sometimes I just be talking. And you know how you know how like you'll say something like, oh, I need to go do this. And then you really just, I had to change over. Right. I don't know what happened. But maybe I ain't loud enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm just some days I just be in extra chill mode and I ain't screaming enough and I don't know. Okay, so that's the softer side of her stomach. You you already know, Slim. It be a little bit of hell raising going on every now and then. I be trying to keep it to a minimum because sometimes I don't know how to start. You know how like when people start something with you and then they get mad because you go the extra mile with it. It's kind of like that. So I try not to even start. I try not to even start. I be cutting up sometimes. I be like, Lord, let me give myself a break. Sit my egg, you know what, down and chill out. That's why I'm, what I'm saying. That's it. So that's gonna make me a set of scrunchies. I need to, you know what? Let me go ahead and it's a little bit of snow on the ground. We got maybe like 3 inches, but because we on the peninsula and the temps are still low. It's gonna take a little longer for it to go. But the highways are straight. Like the side roads, of course, take much longer around here, which is crazy because they salted. They was already salting yesterday. Oh shoot, I almost dropped my thing. They was already salting when I was running my errands early. What do I think of some of the executive orders? Thank you so much for watching my replays because I don't even I it you know what when I hear that my notifications will go I don't go out. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I just pop in and then I pop out. Which order? Because I've heard about a lot of them, but I try not to store all of that stuff in my memory bank because that man crazy. It's so many of them. Now, um, now the DEI okay, no income taxes. Um, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it because I look at it like this. In other countries, when they order things from us, well, we order things from them, we are charged tariffs. So business wise, I get why it's going like that. Because some people don't really view the US the right way because I mean it's a corporation, it's a business. So it is in the business of making money. And when you charge those tariffs, it's less that the American people have to pay for income taxes. So we had to pay extra taxes. It allowed more people to be able to see a little bit more of their money. Now, with them being able to see a little bit more of their money, it would help them, you know, the households. That's kind of like a way of raising your wages without raising your wages. So it's like I mean, people of course will prefer the raises, but if you're going to take the taxes away to where I don't have to pay as many taxes, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because a lot of people end up owing and they don't want to owe. Like how do I still owe and you take it? Now overtime needs to be. So will it be over? You said overtime tax free. So is the overtime gonna be tax free now? Because they tax them. I don't know what out of people when it comes to overtime. I remember them days working overtime and then they take like a good portion of it. So that'll be a nice thing for people. If they can get some overtime. Um, it's a few industries where you still can definitely capitalize off of overtime. Anything working with people like um, providing services for people like different programs and stuff like that. When they're short staffed, they definitely need people to fill in overtime. Like where I live, the shipbuilding is a really large industry. Like the shipyard, Huntington Ingalls, whatever I don't know the name of it now because they keep changing the name of it. Um, those people, like for real, they rely on overtime, and that would help them out a lot too. Because I mean, I know a few people over there, so that would help them a lot. Um, Now, I guess depending on if you're in a certain salary position and you don't qualify and don't get overtime, no, it won't help you. But that's a good thing. I think it's a good idea. I really do. Business wise, it makes sense because again, why charge us when he can create an external revenue services, i.e., um, tariffs, and it'll fund itself. Um, I'm not mad about that. I'm really not. I feel like now I do think it's weird that he has a coin. I do think but you know what? That's to be expected from him because every time he come in, he got some type of hustle. I ain't gonna listen. Business wise, I'm not mad at him because Y'all remember those sneakers? He was out here selling sneakers. Um, they sell everything. Like it's so crazy. Okay, so I got this other phone, right? My little other cell phone. And I'm guessing that it was owned by one of his supporters. This one thing I ain't even talked about. I ain't never talked about this. So I'll be sitting here looking at some of the messages, and I guess they ain't never take this number off the list, honey. And it's just be some of the craziest messages. And I think after a while, I had to just go ahead and delete this stuff because I'm guessing this in my opinion. I think this phone number used to belong to a Caucasian uh female that had money that lived in the city of Virginia Beach, in my opinion. And it's just so many weird messages that I get. Like I was getting all these I ain't even gonna get into all of them. I don't even know how all this stuff started coming to my phone. Like before I even because like this phone I really hardly ever used it. Um it's weird because okay, I'm gonna read this message I just looked at. It says it's Dr. Mary Trump, niece of Donald J. Trump, with a short 30-second message. And it was just like all this. I was like, girl, what? I ain't lying, I'm sure see. It's just all kinds of like crazy messages that I still get from this phone. And I just be looking, it's so many of them, especially election time. It's hard to block all of them. But sometimes I do want to be nosy. Oh, that's something else. And then it just like was sending me up to date. This is not my main phone. This is my little backup phone that I had for a while. You can tell because I ain't even updated it. But it's just weird. But anyway, any other ones? Executive orders. I was like, I'm you know what I'm saying? Low key still trying to be a little nosy. I'm like, what they be talking about? What they be talking about? Like for real. It says, oh, this one, it says from him. And it says all HE double hockey sticks just broke loose. I was convicted in a rigged trial. I need you to read this now. And it's a link. I ain't go to the link. I ain't lying. Look at it. This is about to die. This the phone I was on earlier. It was supposed to die by now. So him and his folks are well organized. You crazy. I will be checking them out too. Who? Girl, I ain't going to the link. Girl, it might be a spam. No ma'am. Mm-mm. No ma'am. I'm nosy, but I ain't that nosy. I agree with only two genders because that's what God made. Now, I figured that would come up. And in my opinion, I agree. Now, it's not that many spaces that I would discuss how I agree with that because, you know, it's still going to take time for all of that to pass. And every locality is going to have to adapt. I use my government phone to look at them. You know what? This one is it's on my plan, but like I said, I don't really use the phone. So like nobody has the number. Like nobody that like it might be two or three family members that I have called on this phone, like on any event, like if I was on the other phone right quick and the other one died, and then I called, I'm like, girl, my phone died. This is my other phone number, by the way. That's the only time. other than that, I don't be on that phone. But yeah, I wasn't that nosy. I was like, child. They be done linked it back to me and had me up in that after that stuff had happened and them people went up there. Girl, they can't be around here trying to say I was up there. I wasn't there. And I didn't want no parts in it. But they done pardoned all them people too, didn't it? Now this is the crazy thing I heard. Allegedly, word on the curb is casket ready Biden basically pardon all them other people, even though they ain't been charged yet. So that was real interesting. All the people that was a part of the scam, all them people, he done pardoned them on the way out. Fauci, everybody. That's what they say. I don't know how true it is. I didn't look into all of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got all of them. I said, what? He came through looking out for his friends. Remember, he had well, he the one that was he the one that pardoned Lil Wayne? So yeah, um, it's some things I can say he didn't. He did that because I didn't pardon his kids. Oh, he better not do that, Slim. He better not do it. I can see halfway dead Biden with casket ready. I meant to say casket ready. Biden, pardon, giving a pardon to all the people that, played the part, they got the money, that all, because even when it comes down to the other thing that they was trying to force and make people do before by January 13th, and a lot of people revolted and they did not do it. Like they was trying to make people I guess reveal everybody that's a part of their business, their nonprofits, like anybody that can I guess can put their hands on any type of funds. That's what I'm thinking. Because they was trying to let them tell it, make sure people won't laundering and stuff like that. I don't think who wants to make it out here. I'm pretty sure he's sick in there. I'm pretty sure he is, but he been running rampant so long for so many years. Like the crazy thing is, think about the people that have reported on the stuff. I remember a couple years ago, Tasha K had did a interview with the young lady. She was what was her national? I don't know what her nationality was, but I think her last name was like Tran or something like that. And she was like basically telling what went on with him. She talked about the type of money he would provide for her because she was a single parent. She talked about the money he would give her, like I think it was like a $5,000 a month allowance. And I don't know if at the time I think they were broke up at the time or something was going on, and then she got to talking about all the L and R's and the control. It was just a lot of stuff that she went ahead and talked about, and I guess she talked about it because she was sick of his mess. I think he had cut her off at the time, and a lot of people was trying to make it seem like, oh, she was just saying it to be saying it. No, like it's been all kinds of monstrous um activities that people done said. They even track it all the way back to when he was at Howard University. So I don't know, but I really think to me I feel like the goal is to run his funds low. And they're gonna be able to do that. They're gonna try as much as possible. He out here acting a whole fool. It was some other stuff that they had up there. I just didn't remember everything. It was different stuff. Oh yeah, like I was saying with the DEI. I said, just imagine being at work because they already said that a lot of companies and corporations was doing away with it because of the ruling on it. And I'm not surprised. People all up in arms about it, and there's so many different opinions about it. But he done went on TV and said, y'all laid off as of Wednesday. I said, dang, huh, that is cold blooded. He was like, don't come to work. They don't went and pulled all the websites down because it was one lady thing I was looking at. They had pulled down the websites that were, I think they were something about like providing resources to women. Um, I don't know if they were essay related or whatever. But I was like, this is wild. He is wild, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, he wild. He's something serious. Um, all I can say is hold on, y'all, hold on, because he just got started. It's gonna be 4 years of this. My thing is this. This is my thing. Now that we have a convicted felon of a president, oh, I like this little gold. It matched my curtain. Then I bust out here with a green over here. Listen, I wish it was like some type of, you know what? I'm gonna get with one of the delegates in the area to see if they can introduce this. I think that certain felonies should be should be pardoned by default because we have a convicted felon as the president. What y'all think? That's what I think. I think they need to go ahead and draft that paperwork and get it going. Because what are we doing here? I can't wait to see. Like now, those egregious things, essay and what crimes against women and children. No, I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I can't wait to see when he get on his Project 25. You know what? I just finished. When I was looking at, I haven't looked at all of Project 25 because it's areas of Project 25 I'm thankful that I don't have to participate or be a part of, or because I assumed the responsibility academically for my last one back in 2019 before all this got started because I already seen that they weren't teaching nothing. And in my opinion, like for as far as public school, let me back up because a lot of people, I ain't gonna lie, private school is the best way to go. If you can do it, go for it. So I seen on TT where in Texas it's like 4 or 5 schools that they're closing because they can't afford to keep the schools open budget wise. And it was just like a lot of people there crying and all the pieces. They was at the meetings, voicing their opinions. Oh, I bought my house in this area because of this school. It was a really good school for my kids. And I'm just like, buckle up, Buttercup. Because if I'm not mistaken, the goal is to get rid of I guess you could say the people that oversee the Department of Education and let the states make the decisions academic wise. And I think I don't really know what to think about it. I don't. Um, Yes, I do. I do know what to think about it. Depending on what state you live in, if you look around at the people that represent your city, your state, the federal sector, whatever the case may be, those are the people, in so many words, are going to be able to tell you what you can do, what you can't do academically with your children. That's no different than when they got to talking about how they was getting rid of books in Florida, certain books or whatever. I don't know what type of books, or, all the details, but I can't tell nobody what to be worried about really academically. But I can show that if you have concern with what you already have going on, based on the decision making skills of the people that are there, just imagine those same people making decisions over education and actually being able to execute it. That's all. It will be happening next year with all the layoffs and closings of the schools here. Oh, okay. So they closing and laying off over there? I didn't know that. Because the crazy thing is, recently, when I went to the site, um, you know, for some of the schools in this area, whatever the case may be, they had already they had increased the wages for the educators. But you know what? I can't really say that. I can't even really say. I can't even say. I take that back. Now that I look at a lot of businesses, I look at them totally different, and education is no different. It's a for-profit business, so I can't even really say that. Yes, half the schools are empty because everyone going private, like you said. Also, are they going private or they going charter? Because I ain't trying to be funny. Charter ain't even no better. I remember charter being a real big thing back in what year was that? Around 2008 and 2009, back in Georgia. Everybody like thought charter was so much better than public education, and it was the same bull crap. That was my experience. I can't say that's everybody else's experience. And it was bull. Like it was bull. It was like big time bull crap. Um, and realistically, a lot of people just gonna have to go ahead and I know they can't afford to do it, and I know that they don't have, because some people have no choice but to work. But if you can join like a good group in your community, or like um reach out on FB to like some of the homeschool communities in the area, it can, kind of give people a little bit of ease and guidance and support in whatever decision they decide to make. But I didn't even know. I did hear a lot of them switching to charter. But even when they go, uh-uh, it's crazy. I they're going both, but mostly here it's private. Charter schools, they're making them gifted. Okay. And see, that's the thing. Now I've had experience as far as having a student that was placed in the gifted sector. The thing about the gifted sector is pretty much funded under the same program that SPED is. A lot of people don't know that. It's the same. Yeah, it's in that it's under the same thing. It's under providing services for students with disabilities. However, those young people normally show higher levels of achievement. But if you think about it, you have to categorize it somewhere, and that's basically where most of them are categorized. And plus, it that's how they make money. Yeah. And see, the thing about public is public. I remember a couple years ago, I did a long paper. I'm gonna have to pull that paper up. But back in 2011, when there was a when the debt ceiling was reached, and the public education sector, they had to find ways to maximize or make more money. So that's when you notice more schools push more IEPs. And generally, the IEPs were pushed to the melanated people because a lot of people did not hear about 504 until they had already agreed to that testing. See, what happens is once you agree to a certain level of testing, you can't go back. So, say if you said, "Oh, okay, well, um, say if I went to test A and test A only tested one thing, and then I went to test B and that tested three things, right? Once you go all the way to say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do test B because test B is going, they will sell it to you like, oh, this is the best thing for you to do because it'll give you so much data and information. That way, you don't have any more questions later. So what they were doing is because a lot of these parents, and I'm not gonna say everybody is the same. Some people just wanted to check. Some people were duped and not told that once you take B, it's no turning back. Luckily, I had a friend that was well versed in SPED. Now I've done a little bit of time in education, but that person had way more experience in SPED and how the testing went. So that person just basically told me if you do test B and if they find or come up with a different conclusion on test B, oh baby, it ain't no reversing it. I was like, what? That's nothing that was never even discussed in that type of meeting, in that type of setting. So when I go and I did my time, I did my little 7 days working in a sped class, and I was like, no baby, no baby. And I seen what they did, and I see it all kind of came together and made sense. So when a lot of people say to me, "Oh, well, why don't you work for this person?" You think, Muffin, in this world, you either go to school to be a worker or you go to school to employ other people. What do you think I am? I ain't calling y'all Muffin. I'm just saying, theoretically Muffin. So with that being said, you have to be trainable, you have to be a puppet, and you have to close your eyes and your mouth. Y'all know goddamn well I can't do it. Baby, I told you I did my 7 days. So after I wrote that paper, I had a whole different, like, because I had to go dig and research so many different things. And this is how I'm able to find so much different information. So when I went into that, I said, damn, if them people had sense, they will file a whole class action lawsuit because a lot of those people, their children are on IEPs under false pretenses. Because again, they basically played in their face and told them to check to do B. Now A would have been like a little light work, you know what I'm saying? Little, but B was all the way. And if you know that there's any type of, I guess you could say if your child is behind a little bit or whatever the case may be, something that you know you can work on, and people pick B, that's it. They're gonna be on that. And he even told me that he has successfully had one student in the school district that they work in that did not stay on an IEP. They actually was able to get off that IEP, I think somewhere around high school. And that school district that they taught in was like their education sector, Lord have mercy, is bad. So, you know, if I don't know the information, I'll go and find it. So I'm not, I mean, I'm very resourceful, but when it came to that, they couldn't play with me on that level because they couldn't even play with me on that level when my kids was in school. So, but yeah, they tricked them. A lot of them people were tricked into that. And then if you think about, I'm talking about now, I'm gonna go and talk about my state, and three other states. So it's a total of four states that still administer standards of learning tests. SOL, out of luck, is what I call them because that's the test that the schools decide to use. However, those tests did not come about until maybe 2001, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been 2000. They could have been like doing their little beginning stages around the end of like about 2000. But 2001, between 2001 and 2002, when they made them mandatory, they are going. Oh, okay, that was what you had put earlier. So when I started really paying attention to it, it was like, okay, now we're in 2025. They've had 25 years to collect data on your children, our children, everybody's children, especially these four states. Now, other states, they have different tests and they have different names and they might have a different style to them, but I'm just talking about what I've seen. I remember one of my godchildren, and it's a girl, and she was working on her assignments. And at the time, she was in a school that was a nonprofit school, but it was in the middle of the hood. And they tried to, sell it to the people. I ain't even gonna get into the name. I ain't gonna get into all. It was really interesting. But anyway, she came home doing multiplication, and it was other stuff too. And I'm looking at her assignments, and it was like the way that the stuff was worded. It was very confusing and contradictory to what was really being taught. So I said they've had 20. So now they've had 25 years to confuse them. So where so many young people are like, forget school, they go in there cut up. It's so many schools where the young people they just they clocked out. They just go there and they go video fights on their phones. Okay. Um. Then you have people wondering, oh well, what can we do to prevent this? You spent 25 years effing up the education system intentionally because, and I had another friend that I sat and talked to, and I was like, damn, my when I went to school, we had it better because the time that we were put in, we were caught in between the time when we had to be integrated into other schools for fair chances. Because if you think about it, if we stayed in our communities, we were behind. So one of the schools I went to and I stayed in my community, I did not do well at all. In fact, what they did when I went to kindergarten, they had a transitional first grade, which I don't even know. Like I know it ain't a thing now, but I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? They try to really, really make you feel like you were slow. But I really did not have anybody to teach me at home as far as phonemic awareness, how to read certain skills. I was on my own. And it's fucked up, right? So I went into transitional first and I started to really pay attention a little bit more. And the more I paid attention, the more, it was easy for me to learn because I started to like learning when I had the opportunity to go in different settings. So because it'll kill a child's confidence if they feel like they stupid. If you go certain places and they just be looking at you like, anyway, so we got to go there. I went to a few other schools in between then, but once by the time I got to high school, I looked around. A lot of the people that I went to high school with, if they weren't athletes, and I'm not gonna say a lot of the athletes weren't intelligent because I had a lot of great friends. I had friends that were athletes that were, honor roll students, and then I had athlete friends that they didn't care about school because they knew that what they wanted to do in life, they wanted to play sports, and some of the teachers was just past them. I ain't gonna lie. It was a lot of that going on. But I had a group of friends. I was like in the awkward squad, and I was cool with it. It was a multicultural set of us. It was a lot of black people, but it was a lot of black nerds, which was one of the dopest experiences I've ever had in my life. So when I come across those people, if I see them again, I'd be like, oh, hey, da, da, da. We just, I don't know, we are neurodivergent. I don't know the fuck wrong with us. But we just went with the bull crap and we excelled in anything that we did over there. I was my father dropped out at eighth grade. My mom died when I was 1 year and 6 months old. All my siblings brothers had left home. Yeah, yeah. And my mom did not have the skill set to help me with it. She just didn't. Like, even like, as you get older and you be asking questions and they be looking at you like, shit, what the fuck you want me to say? Bitch, you know what the college, I ain't did it. You know how it be awkward. But it is certain things that you still be like, go ahead and chime in. Like your thoughts are just as important as anybody else's. That's just I'm a firm believer of that. And so I look around at a lot of my good friends and they were like, go. Like I'm talking about judges, accountants, superintendents. It's so many people. So now, if you think about it, in that era that they ushered everything in up until that point, because the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s is when I was in elementary school and they was, sending us all these places. So when they finally did it after they had did the ruling many many years prior to that, those rulings were probably done the year I was born. Why the hell it took 10 years, I don't know. Right, you on your own. That Listen, just imagine being on your own since you was like 5 or 6. Like I mean you live with your people, but to figure out and navigate stuff, that's a lot of goddamn work. Anyway, so we were we had a lot of opportunities and then okay, so boom, when they noticed how many people, especially where I was from, you weren't supposed to do nothing. They was like, oh hell no, we got to put a monkey wrench. How the fuck we gonna mess this up? So if you start really looking at the education system, the year after I finished high school, that's when all those tests and all that stuff came into play. And it made sense because they gradually started to make it harder and they gradually started to collect data on the new testing and how the new testing worked on different demographics. So it's a lot of kids that have a hard time passing them because of the methods and the way that they decided to teach has changed for real. It's more of teach to test, not teach to learn and obtain information. Is teach to test. And then if you really pay attention, I had called out one of the schools. I said, damn, if you really pay attention, they start testing as soon as they get in there. They don't tell you, but when they get to like third grade is when it really, really count. But they already tested in the beginning because what they start doing gradually, they start moving them around and putting them in the classroom with the peer. Like they start, moving them around and stuff. They ain't like me because I used to clock everything. They was like, this bitch, she get on our nerves. Yeah, it's my God, it's my job. But then they'll play it off. Oh, we need more parents like you. No, the fuck you don't. Because none of you bitches that have a job. If it was enough of us that complained on y'all and y'all foolishness, you would not be here. So don't do that. But it's raggedy. It's raggedy. And realistically, there are a lot of systems and things that need to fall. And a lot of people are upset, about how horrible and how dilapidated different systems are. Yeah, I was teaching myself, girl, all my life. I had to educate my damn self. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people are nervous and uncertain about, like the structure and how and what parts of it will be, you know, deconstructed. But it has to happen because a lot of the systems were built on sinking sand. That's why you look up and you see like a lot of like um you know what? Now that I think about it, how are they closing so many schools? I thought they was using the lotto money to keep some of them open and stuff like that. Where's the lotto fund? Didn't they win like at least two? Wasn't it at least $2 or $3 billion ones this year? Where's the money? Let me shut up. Let me shut up and keep on talking at the same damn time. Let me shut up. But yeah, it's just a lot of shenanigans, and a lot of people are nervous about it, but some people are excited and ready for the raggedy stuff to go. And you know what I'm saying? I'm sure. Girl, yeah, around here trying to teach myself how to read. Every damn thing, girl. And then it was crazy because like they came up with this weird way to do math. And I remember like in when my son was in middle school. And I was like, what? That ain't how we did it. And I worked out the long way and it made more sense. And he was like, and then the teachers were mad because they had to do it that weird way to count. I was like, do it the way you can do it to figure it out. I was like, fuck them. You intentionally confuse children. I think it's crazy. Down here, the public schools are almost empty because you can go to the private schools free. Oh, cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. And you know what? I did see something recently here where they was fighting um about having a certain amount of funds available to offer to private school students to go to public schools. And then they, had a huge fuss about it or whatever the case may be. See, they're not, you got to think about it. This, where I am, is the state that they brought the first slaves. So a lot of people are committed to keeping slaves. I'm just going to say it like that. For math, my grandbaby, they make boxes. We did not learn that way. Yeah, it's like this really, and to me, I feel like a lot of it is more confusing than anything because everybody does not have the same learning style. Um, and it's crazy. And that's the crazy thing. Like one of the things you learn in elementary education and teaching, you learn that they're damn near like I think the last time I looked, well, I do got one book. It was like 6 to 7 learning styles. So wait a minute. You teach people. I ain't gonna lie. The first year you learn that there are different learning styles, but yet and still you are committed to sending teachers out here to teach one daggone style. When kids have seven different styles, but you quick to try to put somebody in sped saying that they can't learn. What? They got a lot of grants here to pay for your school, and maybe we would have to pay for what? I need to move where you at. I put my child right back in school. I would. I need to move down there where you at. I ain't lying. For real. I'm so serious. Baby. That ain't even an option around here that I know of. That's why it's like depending on where you live. Okay, so where I live over here, it's not as many. It is some resources. I'm not gonna say it's not that many, but there are more in areas where people have been homeschooling way longer, i.e., the more affluent areas, a little further away from here, like Virginia Beach and stuff like that. I think I'm not sure about Williamsburg, but I know for sure over there they have, it's way more developed because there are a lot of I guess you could say non-traditional schools that you can take your children to, and basically a lot of times the parents it's like it's kind of like a co-op position, co-op, but it's called something else, I think. And like the parents get to volunteer for certain classes. It's like everybody takes a turn doing their part, but they pay pretty low fees per month for education every month. Yeah. So, but those type of resources a lot of times are if let's say if they are here, um, there there's a lot of favoritism when it comes to stuff like that. Um, not kidding, because I have to quit work, so because my income. Wow, that's nice. Yeah, we don't have stuff like that here. I wish. I wish. And that's why I said it's 4 states that have and a lot of people just don't get it when I talk about like leaving and stuff like that. But it's not academically it's nothing unless you I don't know. I did meet a lady that has a private school that she created. So that one finally done. You know what? I can stitch this black because it's dark. So I can close this one up. But Yeah, it's a mess. It's a hot mess. And just imagine having a whole bunch of imbeciles making decisions academically for your children, and they all their kids are private school kids, and not only that, most of the opportunities are given to their children based on who they know and not what they know. So that was another thing that Uncle Donnie said he was gonna do. Uncle Donnie said he is getting rid of people, hiring people that's, I think he said some type of merit system. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that. But see, one thing they tried to offer them, because what happened was they started losing money because a lot of people started homeschooling their kids in this state. And after they started to extend the online one to be able to still make that money because they seen how much money they was losing. But to me, I feel like they're not even doing a good job, or not being they ain't even being a good steward over what they got going on, because it's a mess. Like a lot of times people, like you can see it's not working. Whatever they're doing is not working. It needs to be deconstructed and reconstructed. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, I would have to do some more research on that. I'm gonna have to look that up though. Like the name itself, nothing here came up, but I'm pretty sure. Man, how is it two of them? Oh, yeah, let me just pull them up. I will have to look them up. It might be in a different name or something. So many people are opening up private schools here. It's almost just as many as regular schools. That's neat though. Um, I really feel like in the private school sector, having they know smaller classes is more effective, academic wise, um, behavioral wise, and all of the above. And then I ain't trying to be funny. The public education sector is outdated because I don't understand how they spend so much money on like technology and different resources, but yet and still they expect them to do education the old school way. It's so crazy to me. Like yeah, so I can't honestly say when they announced some of the closings. Okay. Oh, okay. When they announced some of the closings, They did say online learning for the day. So they're slowly, see, we don't have all that here. See, that's only in Florida. Is a program that helps students attend private school. Yeah, that's one for Florida. Hold on. Yeah, they don't have that here. They probably have something close to it, but they're not like. I just finished listening to something where it was like a big argument about making those funds available and making sure it's not, too many funds available because see, in this area we don't really have any charter. We don't have like further north has charter, and a lot of the private are church. And I mean, I'm not shading nobody's church, but I don't think you should have to be a part of a religious setting for your child to go to a private school or they have to be indoctrinated just to go to school. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, I have to close that up. That one's done. But yeah. And I ain't trying to be funny, a lot of this stuff is crazy. Um the runaround I used to get when it came to certain schools and their programs, it was like one school that I wanted to I had her on the list for sh- 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, the same. Okay, and it was weird because it was like, oh, they had. So what happened was, so like, I think she ended up being like number 4 or 5, and was still on it. I stopped calling because I felt like they was bullshit, and then they wanted to give my slot to somebody else. And a lot of times they'll do that for certain schools because if you have like a whole bunch of kids, they'll go ahead and prioritize, a person that got like a couple kids to go to that school versus like if you have one child on the waiting list. It was crazy. It was in elementary school. Basically, I signed her up when she was in pre-K. Child, they was full of shit. I pulled her out around third grade because they was still full of shit. Um, and that's the thing, like with having a background and understanding that in third grade there should be a certain level of um, reading fluency and comprehension, and if it's not there, you know what I'm saying. After that point, it's even larger struggle. So I know all of that. And yeah, I need to close these up. I need to fix me something to eat. It's 4 o'clock. I ain't getting nothing to eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you. I'm gonna look this up. I'm for real. Okay. Hmm. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read that. I got it. I'm gonna read into that because it says you got to fill out an inquiry first to be invited, and I think it says March 1st. Okay, anytime before March 1st to do the inquiry letter, and then it says okay. So my question is, if I selected, because I already know a good school. Okay, cool. Because I already know a good school, and it's a small private school. I mean, I'm not crazy about it being. It's not. I'm not gonna say she's. It's not. I don't think it's affiliated with a church, but no. Okay. Who can put it? They can. Who is they? The school. Oh, okay. Okay. So basically, it's filled out on the behalf, like the school would do the application. Oh, apologies. And the thing about it, it's not that many that go up to high school here. Well, that one does. Okay. But I don't know if he needs something to eat. I don't know what I want. I did have me a I had me a cherry Greek yogurt and I put some cherries in it, some extra cherries. But now I'm hungry. I don't feel like cooking. I don't know what I want to eat either. I gotta figure this out because my stomach is waiting. You better go cook. I'm tired of cooking. I get tired of cooking because everybody is so picky on what they eat and what they don't eat. Like, say for instance, I grew up. We ate what was cooked. Baby, if it was some chili on the stove, we learned how to love chili. We just pick the onions out, do what we need to do. Like me with the weather, I don't want to cook. But it'll be, what I'm saying, when you go in there and cook it, it's gonna be good because you know what I'm saying, it's warm, you at the house, you gonna enjoy it. But I'm feeling lazy. I think I'm gonna make me some tuna fish. Um, like we ate what was cooked. And even if I make the tuna fish, don't nobody eat tuna fish. Ooh, come on, steak. And you know what? I was thinking about I do got some beef. I was thinking about making me a Philly. Hello. But I think that meat is frozen. But all I gotta do is boil me an egg and I'm on. So I think I'm gonna boil me an egg. What you had? Tuna fish for breakfast? I'm gonna make me some tuna fish. That's one here to eat. I don't know if there's some bread in there. I guess I toast me a piece of bread. You know what? I'm gonna eat it with some tortilla chips. I'm gonna be that try. No, cause I last night I went and peeled me some potatoes and maybe some mashed potatoes, cooked me some chicken in the air fryer, and all. I'm doing all that today. Mm-mm. I'm going to boil me some eggs and make it work. The funny thing is, I actually have some of the Thai chili ones in the packet. I might be lazy, boil me some eggs and open them two Thai chili packets and whip that up. I ain't even gonna bust no can open for that. I ain't. I'm just. I want to sit down, eat something good, and mind my business. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go look this up and read up on, what we have available, our options, because I can't do public. I can't. I I exhausted my patience level many years ago when it came to public school. Um, it has, and the crazy thing is, it's a lot of intelligent educators that they agree, but because of their position, of course, they have to still work. A lot of people there to pay their student loans, honey, and I ain't mad at them, but you would never catch them really on a public forum saying, "Oh yeah, they glorify babysitters." But I've had the honor of having those conversations, and baby, they said we babysit. I said, "Damn!" I remember having a position with a fancy title, and I was a babysitter. I remember that. So I'm gonna boil my eggs. I'm gonna get back with y'all. I'm getting ready to go do this research because, honey, I need to come up with some options for this thing. Um, because I really don't. I have taken on a lot in the last 5 years, and this is year 5, and I would enjoy her being able to transition to a decent high school and having those experiences, if that's what you want to do. Um, it's a lot of private sector stuff around here that I can do, get ready and do a little bit more work on next year. That would be no problem. See, that's the thing, like a lot of people have to realize a lot of people, young people don't want to go to college. And instead of weaponizing that against them as like their only opportunity, a lot of them don't want to be in the military. I can't fault them in that because a lot of people are sold a fake dream. So with that being said, the thing I love about homeschooling is the flexibility of being able to focus on areas that you are good in. Something that, like, that's the thing, having the opportunity to sharpen your purpose instead of sitting in somebody's classroom for 6 to 7 hours learning a whole bunch of bull swanky that you will never use again in life, only to watch certain people do certain things because their parents are congressmen, their parents are chief of police, and so on and so forth. It's basically, how it goes with a lot of things. Um, to watch people become selected officials, not elected. That's why I think it is a good idea to change some of this stuff, the hiring, um, based on merit, because you have a lot of unproductive people, mediocre people in positions that should not be there because they are a part of a sorority, a fraternity, or they know a friend of a friend. So yeah, I'm ready to get my food, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. It was nice, chit chat, and thank you so much, Dean, for that information. I'm gonna go look it up while I eat my tuna and feed my face. Thank you, Slim. It was nice speaking with you. You enjoy the rest of your day too. But yeah, let me go get myself together because I don't want to go on a hangry tangent. So I'm gonna start right there. I'll talk to y'all later.